You are now tuned in to Power Podcasts, the Empower Hour. Peace and blessings, beautiful souls. I am Brandi L. Bates, author of Moonshine for the Soul, The Art of Grind, and many other books. I'll be your host for tonight. You can find me on Twitter at Soledad Francis and on Instagram at Brandi is Winning. Most of these podcasts can be found archived on YouTube. Hashtag Power Podcasts, but please listen to them while they still have all of their spirit and vitality by subscribing to us on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and or brandybates.podomatic.com. Progress demands patience. Progress demands patience. Progress demands patience. Some of you won't get that shit for another 2 to 6 months. Patience. Patience. It's a virtue. Try to rush the process to your detriment. Bear with me as I get my notes together. Try to take shortcuts at your own peril. Your only rival is your highest potential. You when you're balling, when your money is right, when your health is right, when your fitness is right, when you pop in, highest potential versus your lowest scumbag, unevolved, lazy, no aim self. Let's talk about it. Always be on the pursuit for better. Construct your future. See, because no one, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. I don't care if you like me. You don't have to like me. But know this. Either you're going to construct your future, design your decade, or somebody else is going to design your decade for you. That's what's going to happen. Either you're going to think and create and manifest your dream, ideal career and job and money and perfect boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, significant other, baby daddy, baby mama, whatever you want to fucking call it. Okay? I don't get caught up in the semantics. I'm not going to argue with you over the dialect. But either you're going to design it how you want it to look, how you want it to taste, how you want it to feel, how you want it to be, or it's going to be designed for you. Period. Point blank. Design your iconic legacy. Right? How do you want to define yourself? What is the service you want to provide to humanity? What are you going to leave to humanity? We all get what we tolerate. Okay? So stop tolerating excuses within yourself, limiting beliefs of the past, or half-assed or fearful states. Okay? Use your body as a tool to snap yourself into a place of sheer will, determination, and commitment. See, understand, I'm the daughter of a bodybuilder. My father, long live Bates, Big Bates. Long live Big Bates. My father was a bodybuilder. And my father was the type of man who had the weight bench in the garage lifting iron, right? My father was the dude in the parking lot with his shirt off, flexing. Because he was that dude. He was buff. He was that dude. Okay? I'm just saying. Your daddy is who your daddy is. My daddy is who my daddy is. And one thing he always stressed to me, because there was a period of time where I got real big. I gained a lot of weight. Had my baby, gained weight and shit, eating however, doing whatever, just didn't care. And I was like, I want to get my body back together. I used to always say this to my father, and he would be like, Brandi, stop talking shit. You just talking shit. Do something about it. I'm tired of hearing about the shit. This is what he said to me. And this is how I came up. My parents didn't play with me. And that's why I don't play with y'all. Because see, people who play with you don't care about you. People who come get down to the business with you care about you and love you. What are you going to do about it? You don't like the way it's looking? You don't like the way it feels? What are you going to do about it? That's what it counts. Ultimately, all this bullshit and degrees and money and socioeconomic status and quotes and all this old bullshit. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to change the situation, right? What is the service you want to provide to humanity? How are you going to leave your indentation on the universe, on this system? And what I've learned is that we all get what we tolerate. I don't care what you don't like, what you disapprove of. It gets on your nerves. You're not with the shits. But if you don't say anything or do anything, then nothing changes. And that's what you will continue to get. So stop tolerating. First off, stop tolerating your own bullshit. We got to start there. One thing about me is I know when I'm buying into my own bullshit. And I've learned to be like, you know what? Get off your ass. Go out. Go for a run or whatever. Whatever it is. Make the phone calls. Get on the horn. Whatever. Write the proposal. Whatever it is. Learn to weaponize yourself. Learn to weaponize yourself, meaning you make yourself unable to be killed, right? Or at least you're not the weakest link. So let's talk about making yourself unfuckwittable. That's what we're talking about today. Unfadeable. Nothing in your life just happens. Nothing in your life. Face your challenges head on with the core belief and knowing that problems are just speed bumps on the road to your dreams. That's exactly what they are. Failed relationships, bum jobs, experiences, they're just speed bumps. Nothing more. And it's like how you react to it determines the type of effect it will have on your story, on your journey. And from that place, when you take massive action is always the answer. Okay? I don't care what it is. Sales limping, lagging, massive action. Relationship deteriorating, massive action. If you care, if you want to save it. Health failing, massive action. The minute I feel like I'm getting sick, there have been so many times in my house where, babe brings in the viruses and the bacteria, and the kid brings in the fucking, bacteria and viruses and infections and colds and ear infections, and I immediately get on a regimen. I juice cleanse with lime and citrus and vitamin C, and I amp up my herbs. This whole coronavirus, look on the back of your Lysol, a can of Lysol, and it will tell you this can of Lysol fights against coronavirus, and people are dying. For some shit, you can spray some Lysol and Florida water and get your herbs up, right? All my Spanish grandmas, abuelitas know what I'm talking about. But I immediately take action. Okay? Take action. When you're feeling depressed, anxiety, angst, turmoil, whatever it is, take action. Do something. Get out the house. Go for a run. Get out of your mind. Get out of your head. Because your mind will make you fixate and believe whatever you decide to hone in on. But with an effective and proven strategy, you will rewrite your history. And if something is wrong, fix it. Fix it. Something isn't right, fix it. Get to the bottom of it, right? Counseling, medicine, research, action. But train yourself not to worry, because worry fixes nothing. Worry does not move the wheel. Worry does not translate into progress. Worry is moving your wheels and nothing is happening. You're going nowhere. You're worried about what could happen. What happens if we don't have the money? Right? What happens if we run out of time? And yet, you go nowhere. I don't know about you, but I'm really at a point for me. This is me. This is just me. I'm at a point in my life where if it doesn't make me happy, it doesn't make me better, wiser, stronger, it doesn't make me any money, I literally don't have time for it. You don't have time for it. You don't have time for it either. You don't have time to go back and forth with a motherfucker that's not going to see shit the way you see. People have their own opinions of things, and you have to pick and choose your battles. You don't have time to watch a bad movie or read a bad book or stay in a bad career or at a bad job or in a relationship going zero, nowhere, no compatibility, no common goals. You're not happy. They're not happy. What are we doing? What are we doing? There's just no time. You don't even have time for grudges. You don't even have time to be, in your bag over some shit that's not even benefiting you. Hell, you wasting time for on shit that won't even matter 7 minutes from now. And this is don't waste your time. You know how short life is? Things you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to have, where you are trying to go. If it isn't in alignment with those things, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with people. Over 7 billion people on this planet. Do not waste your time over one single individual. And I hate to sound careless like that, but you'll fuck around and waste a whole decade or two on somebody who is never in alignment with what you have going on. And so for me, I don't have the time to throw at getting sick. I don't have the time to carry grudges over shit that didn't affect my pockets or my kids' well-being or my well-being or anything that won't matter a year from now. The universe will always remove what is no longer serving you. I'm going to repeat that. The universe will always remove what is no longer serving you. If you're really aware, you really woke, you'll know that every soul is a mirror and a teacher. Every person you've ever loved came to teach you something. You really have to decide what you'll let, fuck with your sanity and peace of mind. That's up to you. If it bothers you, or if it motivates you, or if it drains you or deflates you, that's up to you. Okay? All things are created equal, but it's how you react to those things that give them power, finance and fund them, or says, hey, you're useless in the grand scheme of this galaxy, right? Get on the right frequency. Take matters into your own hands. Make moves. Make moves. Make moves. Make moves. What you get out of anything all depends on what you put into it. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's sports, whether it's your career, whether it's your job, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's a business. You're going to get out of it what you put into it. You sign up for multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, right? Your success is determined by how many people you recruit to your downline, to your team. Oftentimes in your job, the success of you getting a raise or a promotion or rising up in the organization, in the corporation, in the business is all determined by your efforts, your output, your sweat, right? And that's really with all things. Okay? And so the people who get the most out of shit are the people who give the most. And that's just facts. You can slice it how you want to slice it, however you want to believe it to make you feel good. But I've learned that easy never really pays well. You want to take the easy way out of anything? Cool. Problem is, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Everyone would have it. Everyone would be balling. Everyone would be wealthy and rich and happy and fit, right? Everyone would be upper echelon if it were easy. No matter what it is, what you're trying to accomplish, and I don't know who I'm talking to, but what it is you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to have, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to see, who you're trying to be, where you're trying to go, won't be easy. Because the shit you want, it's going to require some effort. For some of you, it's going to require some blood. It's going to require some sweat. It's going to require some tears. It's going to require sacrifice. Sacrifice is a real thing. You're going to have to sacrifice something. You might have to sacrifice your marriage. And see, nobody wants to hear that. We don't want to talk about that. Because that hurts. And that's ugly. And that costs money. We don't want to talk about the shit that hurts. That's ugly. That costs money. Right? It was Sasha Abramsky said in The American Way of Poverty. Sasha said, as long as people think poverty is the problem, they're missing the whole point. Poverty is evidence of a problem. It's not the source of the problem. Okay? They're all based on the weakening of collective institutions, the decline of labor of common interests. us fighting. Like, really think about, like, get all the bullshit out of your mind. They have us fighting over Democrat or Republican, conservative or liberal, rich eating the poor, black versus white, all this shit that does not matter. Like, of all the things that matter, your effort matters, your energy matters, where you point your attention, that matters. Your dollar matters, your peso, your yen, okay? Where you spend your currency and your wealth, that matters. But all this bullshit, black and white, they black, they white, gay and straight and liberal and Republican and Democrat and blood and look, they have us so divided and fighting over everything. Race, immigration, Muslim versus Arab versus Jewish, Christian, blue lives versus black lives, everything except what actually oppresses us. All these debates, all these presidential debates, and we never get down to what is truly the issue. That's all over the planet, from Mumbai to Rio de Janeiro, from Compton to Fort Greene, from Sierra Leone to Cape Town, from Taiwan to Wuhan. Poor countries will be forever in debt to wealthy colonizer countries and corporations. Just like many of us will forever be in debt. A lot of us. Forever in debt to Sally Mae. They call it Navient now. Or Fannie Mae. You're going to be, if you are an American and you make some money, you try to do anything better for yourself, you will be in debt to either Sally Mae or Fannie Mae or Wells Fargo or, Goldman Sachs. On a macro level, it's IMF, the International Monetary Fund. Whole countries, whole nation states are in debt to the IMF. And on a micro level, it's the local payday cash loan spot. Always, all of us have paid into or will pay into a system powered by bankers and cartels and governments. And that is why they say death and taxes are guaranteed. Tax season, right? To keep the most amount of people in debt from cradle to grave. Black, white, crippled, or crazy. All poor people have something in common. Despair. As long as I can make you some money, though, if I can make you some money, if I can help you to eat, and help put food in your baby's mouth, help keep a roof over your head, if I can make you some money or put you on in some way, or as long as you and I can come to the table and break bread together, there will be no problems. Because green money solves the color problem. Real quick. Almost everything man puts his hand on or in becomes socioeconomic. Everything is socioeconomic. And so they keep us caught up on, black and white or gay and straight or Republican and Democrat, liberal and conservative, you name it. But I'm telling you, everything comes down to socioeconomic class. The haves and the have-nots, poor, wealthy, and those in the middle, trying to get to the next level and hoping like hell they don't fall right to the bottom. See, you have to be both smart and strong. The way time is speeding up, ascension. You can't get away with shit the way you used to. You just can't. I tell anyone listening, I relocated from Los Angeles, California, United States of America, right? The West Coast. Wealthy, land of Hollywood, La La Land, right? To Atlanta, Georgia. Ultimately, because it's a place where I could do virtually nothing. Minimal effort. And still live good. Live the American dream. I tell anyone listening, if you here's the thing. You have people who are living in these big cities and are trying to struggle and strive to be in these places. And there is always an easier way to do things. But I study the honeybee and the dolphin, the peacock and flamingo, and they all find their happiness in mere existence. To be. That is the question, to be. But in this decade, almost in every corner of the world, you have to work hard, be smart, effort, and you still may just be barely getting by. In every stratosphere, you have individuals looking for life hacks and shortcuts, but you cannot have the prize without the process. You'll have to go through. You'll have to go through some things. You'll have to go through some. You're gonna go through some shit. You just will. Learn how to hustle at the highest levels. The pressure is what makes you great. You'll always feel guilt and shame when you do shit beneath your standards. That's what doesn't make it to the social media. You're not posting the stuff you're not proud of. Success in business, like success in life, success in love, what you really want, you don't chase it. You have to draw it to you. When you chase something, it runs. It flees. You're always left chasing. But becoming that which attracts that thing is what manifests everything you could ever dream of. When the flower blossoms, the bee will come. People with pure souls, those great souls, they don't just magically appear in your life. Great souls have to be earned. The better, wiser, softer, stronger you are, the more options you have. The more delightful you become to be around. When you're doing better, it feels better to be around you. When you're wise, when you have sound wisdom and advice, people like to listen to you. When you cool, when you funny, right? Nobody want to be around a bum. Let's talk about it. The more delightful you become to be around, when you actually have something to contribute and offer, the bigger the temptation, more toxic. We love everything. We love everything that is toxic to us and for us. I mean, sure, we innately know to be smart, eat healthy, obey the laws, live right, yada, yada, yada. But sometimes the little girl or little boy in you needs to turn up, right? We want the shit that we really don't need. All shit is bad for us. Everything that's bad for you is what's attractive and what tastes good. Who you choose as a partner, whether that's sexually or as a lifelong partner, says so much about you. Everybody knows toxic sex is the best sex. Every woman knows what I'm talking about. Come on now. Don't get brand new on me. Don't get brand new. That toxic person will oftentimes end up the one you're most drawn to. Yes. And so, how do you handle that? How do you deal with that? We're drawn to certain jobs and certain hobbies at a deep-seated need. When you're drawn to something, that is your soul speaking. And understand, you've survived the worst shit that could ever happen to you. To cash out in the future, you have to pay the price today. So you're in distress. You're uncomfortable. You're struggling, failing. Those numbers are not registering on the board anymore. Your money isn't looking right. Your relationship might be on the rocks. You might even be sick. But what dictates the size of a goldfish is its environment. And while this goldfish lives in a very safe environment, it's also very limiting in most every way. And when placed in a more robust environment, like say a small pond, this can be the result. Now it also means that goldfish can be eaten, right? And this is you. This is a metaphor for you. The environments in which you work, live, and play, they're all a proverbial fishbowl that dictates your growth. Point blank, period. Where you live, where you work, where you play. Somebody said, one can choose to go back towards safety or forward toward growth, but growth must be chosen again and again. Fear must be overcome again and again. I believe that was Abraham Maslow. But if you plan on being anything less than you are capable of being, you will probably be unhappy. If you have the ability and the reach to grow to 2,000 feet and you choose to hang out at like 200 feet, you're going to be unhappy all the days of your life. There will never be a time in your life when you're not under attack. Unless you ain't shit. Unless you're worth nothing, doing nothing, about nothing. When you're doing above and beyond, living above and beyond, you will always be under attack. From people who want you to have and want to be who you are. Want to be where you are. Want to have what you have. And so SOS, 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 SOS. The thing that makes you run to God. The thing that brings you to your knees. The thing that strips you of your pride and your ego. That strips you down to your basic standards and vulnerabilities. 3 dots. 3 dashes, 3 dots. At a time when international ships increasingly filled the seas. And Morse code was the only instantaneous way to communicate between them. Vessels needed a quick and unmistakable way to signal that trouble was afoot. Distress was upon them. SOS. Mayday. 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 SOS. Save our ship. SOS is a Morse code distress signal, and it's used internationally. It was developed by the Germans but it was originally established for maritime use. And so by 1908, the code we know and love, it took effect as the official international radio distress signal. And it remained that way until 1999, when Morse code was declared all but dead. All but dead. And so today a ship can signal distress with the touch of a button, the lift of a phone, the launch of a rocket, or if they're really feeling nostalgic, right, a good old SOS via light signals across the waves. We become what we tell ourselves. We become what we tell ourselves. We become what we tell ourselves. If you cannot be flexible, you won't survive. Period. And understand the struggle is building you. The resistance, what makes you comfortable, can ruin you. It will ruin you. Only in a state of discomfort can you continually grow. Growth only occurs in a state of discomfort. And I have to constantly remind myself of this, because when you're getting too comfortable and shit is good and everything is all smooth and good, it feels good, it feels right, but you're not. It's like the wheels are spinning, but you're not going anywhere. And that's just real life. And we simply cannot become what we are destined to become, who we want to become, by remaining who we are. Imagine if you still wore the same skates and played with the same Barbie dolls and G.I. Joes and toys and shit that you were into when you were 9 years old. At 29 or 39 or 59, right? We simply cannot become who we want to become and remain who we are at the same time. There will always be two types of people. Those who are broken by discomfort, the victims. Those who are beat down and broken and destroyed and torn asunder by calamity or adversity. And those who rise up to the challenges. Those who allow distress to get their weight up. Gains, gains, gains. Never stop producing. Average person is motivated by deficiency. Most people are motivated by they don't want to lose their job, right? They don't want to lose their car. They don't want to lose their apartment. They don't want to lose their current stability and security and current state of happiness. But I'm telling you that a self-actualized, powerful, healthy, motivated being is motivated by self-actualization, meaning that chaos is having zero predictability or control, right? Out of chaos comes order. Out of chaos comes order. Out of chaos is having zero predictability or control. Complexity is nothing more than changed order. But when your order is changed, outcomes are no longer predictable. And it's unpredictability that makes you uncomfortable. That's what makes you fearful. Where's my next coming from, right? Complexity is sometimes selected for you. Sometimes you lose a job. You've been doing everything. You've been doing the best that anybody can do, and you'll still lose that job. They call it layoffs. They call it downsizing. Another way of saying we're getting rid of you. It's been nice. You did a great job. We love you. Thank you. We're going to leave you with a little package, a little something, right? But we got to let you go. When your order is changed, Outcomes are no longer predictable, and it's unpredictability that makes you uncomfortable. Complexity is sometimes selected for you, and when this happens, how much you grow depends on how you respond to it. And so I'm here to tell you, you're going through growth. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. We didn't know 2020 was going to be relentless like this. We had no idea that 2020 was going to be like this. Uncomfortable. It hurts. It hurts. Complexity is sometimes selected for you. Order is knowing that what you do or what's happening in your environment leads to a predictable outcome, and in predictability, comfort is found. But comfort is also what makes order so dangerous, because science shows that anytime you continually do something or even think about something the same way, you'll eventually stop growing. And this applies to every living thing. Growth only occurs in a state of discomfort. Great painters learn from other painters. Great painters. Great writers learn from other great writers. Great actors study the best actors. Every great performer has the man or woman they admire. And you will have to study your craft, your thing. You'll have to read and do research. Even when you graduate, you're going to have to still pull all-nighters. I say, I'm glad I was comfortable pulling all-nighters, writing essays. My strong suit is essays. I can write the hell out of an essay? Baby, I can write the hell out of an essay. I don't care how long it is. 2,000 words, 3,500 word essay. I got it. I can do it on my head. That algebra, baby, that pre-calculus, that trigonometry, baby, that's not my ministry. I tell my son, that's not my ministry. That's not something I can help you with. But I say that to say, you'll have to study your craft. And you have to tighten up on your work ethic. You got to tighten up. Tighten up. You will have to be uncomfortable. There will be distress. SOS. 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 Discomfort is causing your growth. Oh my God. Discomfort. It hurts. I don't like it. But it's causing your growth. Live all you can. It's a mistake not to, baby. It's a mistake not to. You know how many people getting snuffed out at 25, 30, 32, 33? You're not promised tomorrow. You gotta live this life. Quit fucking playing. You're not promised. Your shit ain't guaranteed. What you should fear is too much comfort. Fear that. Fear that. Fear that. Right there. Too much comfort. For too long. Embrace the distress and the discomfort, because it means you're growing and you're expanding, baby. Life is an ongoing process of choosing between safety out of fear and need for defense and risk. Life is an ongoing process, choosing between safety and risk. Safety and risk for the sake of progress and growth. Make growth. Make the growth choice a dozen times a day. Thank you so much for listening. Listen, I want you to reach out before you end this podcast, I want you to reach out to your mother. If your mother is still living, your mother is still alive, please reach out to your mother. Call her today. Text her, call her, send her a smoke signal, bat signal, something. Tell your mother you love her. If you got kids, text them right now. I don't care what's going on. Text them. I love you. You mean so much to me. Because the way it's going right now, we have to tell the ones we love them. We have to love on the ones that mean something. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Peace. Have a good one. Have a great weekend.